Council, vi now Fredeshay Basims, and when last we left off, Samuel built an extension to his home and got himself a pet, the cat Melisande, which means that whenever he comes back from a long day of working, Melisande will be there to say hello and keep him company, and make sure that social need doesn't dip too far in the red. That is, if Melisande is actually up, because you never know, it's very late when Samuel gets home, and it's quite likely that Melisande will just be fast asleep. But we're not going to be focusing on Samuel today, we're focusing on Dave and his pet dog called Dog. It doesn't matter what time of day it is for Dave, there's always one animal roaming around the lot somewhere, because let's face it, his lot is practically littered with them. He just got home from work and then kicked a decorative flamingo. It's time for him to take a shower, fill this bowl full of dog food, and then ring Yvette, but we're not going to be inviting her over. Because, let's face it, Dave's energy is rather low, and eventually he just collapses on the floor, and that is no way to treat a house guest, so we're just going to ring to say hi. The relationship between Yvette and Dave, at least on Dave's side, is very high at 97. And ringing would probably boost that up to 100. And the higher the short-term relationship is, the more that the long-term relationship will veer towards that number. And we want long-term to go most certainly in that direction, to around 70 or 80 or maybe even 90. It's going to be a very long-term investment of time and effort, but if there's one thing that I know about Dave, he never shies away from hard work. Or was that Samuel? I sometimes get those two mixed up, but either way, Dave is going to give it his all. There we go. You walk over there and have a conversation. You don't want to ring too many times in a row, because after all, if you wanted to have more conversations, you might as well have just invited them over. But having a conversation on the phone doesn't take nearly as much time. Let's face it, sometimes the sim hasn't even come round to the doorbell, or to ring it that is, before this conversation here has finished, and they generally have a conversation about their various interests, and I hope that this number is going to go all the way up to 100. Here's to hoping, anyway. It doesn't take very long at all to just chat on the phone. Maybe at some point Dave might get a better phone. Or maybe not. There is a phone that actually takes a place, say, on a counter or on a small table, but I rarely ever get that one. And the relationship indeed is now at 100. And I don't know what I'm going to be doing with Dave right now, because there's really not much he needs to do. What do you want to do, Dave? You want to go and have a snack. That is a bad idea, because that hunger is rather low, but we're going to be filling that up in the morning tomorrow. Maybe you might want to go and read a book and study mechanical or cooking, or we could just have you watch some cartoons in the evening. Evening cartoons! They're exactly the same as the morning and afternoon cartoons, because the channel never changes. There we go, it'll also help that comfort stat that Dave always seems to be struggling with. There we go, not bad, and we're not going to be watering all of these plants, because they do need watering quite often according to the game, but they don't actually need watering that often to ensure they don't die. We could hire a gardener, but that really is money that we can't afford Dave to spend frivolously like that. It is an investment of time, him watering all of these plants, but right now I value the money that Dave has more than his time. Unlike Samuel, for instance, who if he got more plants, I'd most certainly get him to get a gardener, just to make sure that the gardener will take care of all those plants for him. I have been thinking about making some kind of garden for Samuel, but as we said before, we're focusing on Dave here, and the maxed out fun that he's having, and I think it's time to turn off that television. Here we go. He does have a remote, and it does actually have buttons that work. I imagine Dave is the kind of person who would just leave the batteries to run dead. It's time for you to get some rest, Dave. It's been a long, long day, and you might as well turn in nice and early to ensure that you have lots of energy for the day ahead of you. And your mood is pretty excellent as long as you stay indoors. If you go outside, all of the puddles of urine everywhere will pretty much put a dampener on that mood. There we go. And it is nearly midnight, and we've had no instances of people trying to rob this house yet. Maybe they take one look at what's outside and decide, you know what, there's really nothing worth taking here. I know you're trying to wake me up, dog. We're getting up already. There we go. You can have some breakfast and use that and then take a shower. There we go. You want to quickly take care of that because every single hour that passes is 1 hour closer to your day at work. It's only 9 till 4 though, and I suppose I should probably be rushing to make sure that we get the carpool as late as possible to ensure that we get those vital extra minutes out of our day. I suppose those extra minutes really won't make that much difference, but if you really wanted to time manage to that degree, you could probably save a whole day's worth of time eventually. It would be a lot of days that you'd have to do that for to save that amount of time, but it would probably be worth it in the end. But Dave has no time for time management like that. And even though he has 2 points in cooking, he's not very good at it. I'm sure eventually you'll be a master cook. Or a master at being able to speed dial the pizza delivery. We really need to get you to order more pizzas more often. Imagine him ordering a pizza here and then just having a shower. It's like, yep, I'll just have pizza for breakfast, and then pizza for lunch, and then pizza for dinner. The best diet that a Dave can ever have. And now he is eating well, and heartily, and I wonder if he likes eating the lemon on the plate as well. We may never find out, and the comparison between their meals, that is Dave and Samuel, is palpable. He's just finished his meal, and hunger is nowhere near full. Whereas Samuel can have one meal and pretty much not have to eat anything else for the rest of the day. You just take care of that. I am surprised that he does take care of that. That is, after all, the only sink in the entire house. I was thinking of putting one over here, but he's been doing quite fine without one. There we go. You just deal with bladder there, and then go deal with hygiene. You could go and watch some cartoons, but you don't really need to. You are off to relieve yourself. Maybe we'll have some interactions with Dog here, just to make sure that this relationship... Wow, it's at 52, which is pretty awesome. It's much higher on Dog's end, however, than on Dave's end. We probably want to work on improving that, as the puddle of urine around that machine gets even bigger. It will never stop being massive, that puddle of urine. Now it takes over 3 tiles. I think the maid is going to have quite a lot of work to do this morning. Alright, we'll just deal with that. Actually, comfort really needs to be worked on, but that is to be expected. We could just watch a little bit of cartoons while we wait for Dog to finish eating some food. It won't be very long, however, and it definitely won't be very long before we're off to work. There we go. It doesn't take very long for Dave to get that comfort at least up to a manageable level, so we'll just turn off the television, and then we'll go and play with... actually, we could call him over. Why not? That will help improve the relationship that little bit more. Why don't you come over here? You really didn't need to shout, you know. He was literally right there. I think praising the dog is a good idea here. Actually, that's not even an option anymore. We will just pet Dog. We have enough time to do that, I think. There we go. Dog is going to come over. Nope, Dog is not going to come over to us. Dog is going to walk around in small circles, and then eventually we're going to have to go over to Dog. There we are. Who's a good dog? You're a good dog. Excellent. We're going to be going to work now. There's plenty of food in there, and try not to make too much of a mess of everywhere. I think by now Dave has sort of accepted that there'll always be puddles of urine by that machine over there. And now it is time to go to work. There we are. There is the carpool, and he's going directly there. Or he's just going to stand there and keep folding his arms. No, he's actually going, and Dog is going to get in the way, so we're going to have to go the long way around. But at least we'll get there eventually. One brisk walk through the place that has absolutely no room. That is going to change by the time the maid is done with working. I also like the fact that the maid turns up at around about 10 o'clock after the paper delivery, because that means the maid can take care of all of this here. There is probably a lot of work for her to do, or maybe there isn't. A little bit there to deal with, a little bit there to deal with, and that's it, only 20 simoleons, and everywhere here is that much better for it. We definitely want to go and water the plants, and as soon as she's gone, there is another puddle of urine to take care of. It is now 4 o'clock, and Dave has returned, and Dog is coming to say hello. Dog always tends to have tons of energy, just in time for when Dave comes back. Hello, Dog! Run over here and say hello! We had a good day at work today. We were in that amazing blockbuster movie, Generic Blockbuster 7. It's the sequel to Generic Blockbuster 6 and is a pretty uninteresting movie, really. It's very generic, you could say. And what are you doing here? We'll never know. And what is Dog doing? We'll also never know. Dog seems to just be walking around doing nothing. And now Dog has given up even saying hello. So what do you want to do now, Dave? You want to go and water all of these plants, which will take a little bit of time, but it is time well spent. And already the relationship here has deteriorated down to 98. We're going to need to work on that one for sure. And maybe one more phone call will help in that endeavour. Is that empty now? No, there's still quite a bit in there. I don't think we'll need to fill that up for a little while. And have all of these been taken care of? They nearly have been. We'll definitely need to work on that comfort stat. Look at how low that is. That is critically low. How many more of these plants do you... You really did those in a terrible order, didn't you? A terrible order indeed. Yep, this is the worst order I've ever seen anybody water any plants. You could have just done all of them, and then all of these, but no, you have to do it in this order. At least it is finally now done. I think one phone call is most certainly needed here. This relationship hasn't currently moved up at all. I wonder if you just generally need to have proper interactions by inviting somebody over. We'll find out as time goes on. For now, have a conversation with her. And your energy and comfort are really critically low. We need to work on that energy primarily. The main problem is that with energy being so low, you don't really have much time to do anything else apart from the bare essentials. Maybe I may want to reconsider getting a gardener. A gardener would certainly free up about an hour of his time. Maybe I do want to do that. Who can say, eh? Were you just running over to get food? I don't think you were. I really don't think you were. I think turning on the television right now might be a good idea for him, just to watch a little bit of entertainment and get that comfort up to a very high number. After all, the bed doesn't quite do that, and I think he's finally done watching cartoons. Now we'll turn that off. It's nearly 9 o'clock and he is absolutely shattered. We could read a book and study some more cooking, but right now I think him just getting some sleep is essential. We really need to work on him making sure that he can get everything in tip-top condition, mainly his needs. The hunger one is actually one of the ones that deteriorates the most because all the appliances he's using are pretty much terrible. Maybe we actually want to go and buy an appliance here. Perhaps something that will save him a little bit of time, like the XL R8R food processor. That thing would be, I think, pretty good for him. Part of the IntelliKitchen Total Food Prep System, the XLR8R accelerates food delivery time and taste. The low-cost, high-precision pulse echo radar blades enable invariable food chunk tolerances by combining digital logic with microwave techniques. Sealed housing, quick lock lid, finger shield, IDI-proof control panel. We'll certainly invest in that. It will help make his food that little bit better. It does, however, mean that right now there's nowhere to put a serving of food, so that whenever he does need to have somebody around, he's just going to have to order pizza. But I'm sure that's something that Dave will just be able to live with. As in, I think he'll love that idea. We really need to work on finding him just more room in this house in general. It is a really cluttered home. But maybe Dave likes his home being so cluttered. Actually, I really don't think he likes his home being so cluttered, but there we go. A little bit of rest here. We want to make sure that we're resting for quite a while. Wow, it is really low, that hunger need. We need to make sure that this breakfast is the best breakfast that he's ever had. It's probably not going to be the best breakfast that he's ever had, is it? There we go. Just grab something from there. You want to grab exactly the same plate of food that you always grab, Dave. There we go. 10 simoleons, very well spent, as you just drop all of it, including the carton, into the food processor. That is probably not going to be the tastiest meal you've ever had, but look at the time saving he has there. That is a massive saving of time. maybe I should put another one of those back in Samuel's home. But then again, I sort of like Samuel being able to cut up his food and make it however he likes, whereas Dave will just dump it all in a food processor and just eat a small paste that has been roughly shaped into food sort of design. There we go. Will this help improve his hunger that little bit more? The answer is a little. I mean, that's a little more than it was before, but it's still not fantastic. We'll want to use this and take a shower, and then I'm not quite sure what he wants to do with the rest of his time. There we go. Comfort is definitely very low. We could work on improving that. We could also work on, maybe we should actually invite Yvette over after work. Might be a good idea. It'll definitely work on improving that social there. And we could even order a pizza. After all, we do have quite a bit of money available to us. There we go. And just watching a little bit of television is a good idea. How is the social for Dog? It's not that good right now. We could work on improving that. I mean, his fun is pretty much maximized right now. We could play with Dog a bit. One or two petting sessions there might be good. There we are. Petting session number 1. A carpool for Dave will arrive in about an hour. And there is Dog. Dog is always happy to receive petting. I'm sure pretty much every dog is. There we go. And Dog is happy. And we'll do that again, I think. There we go. Social has rocketed up there, and it's also got a little bit higher for Dog. And the relationship has also improved. That is 55 and 56 there. Whereas for David it's 33 and 33. I'm just going to watch here and see how the long term goes. Does the long term go up as well? We're about to find out. The answer is, it goes up to, let's see, actually it didn't go up. Oh, it did there. 38 and 35. So maybe we do actually need interactions to ensure that the long term there with Yvette goes up. You can't just maintain it by constantly phone calling. Well, that will make sure that the other one goes up to 100 and stays there. But maybe we need more effort to ensure that the other relationship goes up, the long-term relationship. I don't know why he's waiting out here. I mean, you could just have a little nap at the on the chair there. At the chair, he just sort of settles right in front of the chair, and I suppose that's a bad idea, though, because you're literally about to go to work. Admittedly, in quite a good mood, even with the massive reduction in room there, it is still at 3 bars in the green there on mood, and the maid is now gone. We definitely wanted to go to work to make sure that we have enough money for when the bills come, and the bills will inevitably arrive, and the question now is, will Dog actually be able to get over to us to say hello this time? Or will Dog sort of settle around here and then just run around? Aha! Dog managed it this time. Hello, Dog. How are you? We are home, and we've brought plenty of money back with us. I mean, eventually, we may even have enough money to do something with this home that's not just buying pizza and making sure that everything stays exactly as it is. And Betty Newby there just sort of walked around us and ignored that we were even there. What we want to do right now is I think we're going to invite Yvette over and say hello. It can't hurt after all. I imagine she's no longer at work, but I don't know what job she actually has. There we go. We are now at the phone. We will phone Yvette and say, why don't you come on over? Hopefully she wants to come over. We do, after all, have pizza. Pizza is always good. Would you like pizza? Indeed she would. She's been hankering to see us. Will she want other people to come round? That is the question. Sometimes, what if I liven it up a bit and bring some friends? No, thank you. Just you is fine. We want to get some pizza here right now. There we go. We'll just wait for this to... there we go. Quickly call the services and call the pizza delivery. I think the pizza delivery will actually be here quicker than she will. But I think the amount of time that people are around is a bit variable. Hello, I'd like a pizza, please. Ah, yes, the usual. Yes, the one with absolutely everything on it, please. And it will be 40 simoleons, and it will be here in about an hour. It's never here in, over an hour. It's always here early. One thing you want to be careful of at Dave's home here is that you don't greet with any interactions that are mood dependent, because the amount of room out here will really plummet a mood. There is a chance, by the way, that Yvette will come round and bring an item with her. Like, for instance, she may bring well, what a surprise, the pizza delivery is here first. We're going to have to say hello to you. By greeting here, he immediately comes in with that master set of keys that he has, and he's going up the pathway, which is quite nice. I didn't know that they sort of defaulted to that, or maybe that's the fastest route. There we go. You indeed made it here in less than an hour, which is fantastic. Sometimes Yvette will bring over something like flowers, or are you putting that on the floor? Do not put that on the floor. That's a terrible place to put it. Well, if you're going to put it on the floor, you might as well put it there, I suppose. Actually, putting it there is a terrible idea, because I can't even interact with it there. Gonna have to move that a bit and then put this over here. There we go. Mental note, do not put pizza on that carpet. It can never be interacted with, and putting it there is also a bit of a bad idea. You're just going to pick it up and put it over there now, aren't you? Yes, indeed, you are. And you can serve it, but we're right now going to just say hello to Yvette here. We could greet with a wide variety of actions, but I think just, let's see, I think shaking hands here might be a good plan. I think even a hug might get rejected, considering how low the room is out here. Why don't you come inside? I have pizza in here, and pizza is always brilliant. I think she's literally just going to go and grab some. We could actually go and grab some as well. Our hunger is also pretty low. And I think that interaction, it didn't help with you long term, but saying hello is always a good thing. And when we come back, folks, that chair is in the way of getting delicious pizza, so we shall grab a slice by going this way. This is a little bit inconvenient, but I'm sure we'll work our way around it. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Dag dag. What a way to end a video, eh? With pizza. Delicious, delicious pizza. Dag dag.